Assalamualaikum to Madam Nur Azian. We are from group AC2206A and we would like to present on Islamic finance in Malaysia.
My name is Nurabila binti Abdul Rahman.
My name is Majlatul Ika binti Zulkifli.
My name is Nur Iman Syafiqah binti Basirun.
And my name is Siti Khairani Bafada.
So, for the introduction, the Islamic economic system aims to achieve social justice from a religious perspective. Next, it is essentially what this means is the prohibition of interest. Islamic economic system is based on participative investment. There are 5 principal characteristics of Islamic finance. The first one is the pursuit of economic activities which are lawful. It forbids economic activities that may be morally or socially harmful. Next, the individual is not allowed to hoard his wealth, keep it idle or squander it. The third one is the individual may retain surplus wealth, but there is a need to share that surplus so that the well-being of the community is achieved. Next one is achieve social justice without inhibiting individual enterprise. And lastly, it prevents the accumulation of wealth in a few hands to the detriment of the society as a whole. This is done through its law of inheritance. Next is the objective of Islamic finance. The first one is the need of fulfillment. The basic needs of individuals must be satisfied and everyone must be assured of a humane and respectable standard of living. Next one is the equitable distribution of income and wealth. This is achieved through the elimination of interest, zakah, and change in consumer behavior patterns that are in accordance with the Sharia. The third one is the growth and stability. Essential to achieve growth and stability to maintain employment. And the last one is the respectable source of earnings. The dignity attached to a man's status as God's Khalifa or representative means that need fulfillment should be through the individual's effort themselves.
Next, the development of Islamic finance in Malaysia. In Malaysia, the evolution of Islamic finance began in 1969 with the establishment of Lembaga Urusan Tabung Haji and its first Islamic bank, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad, which started its operation on 1st July 1983. Lembaga Urusan Tabung Haji was set up to assist the Muslim to save enough money for their trip to Mecca to perform the Hajj. The establishment of Syarikat Takaful Malaysia Berhad (BTM) was established in 1984. In 1992, Bank Islam Malaysia was listed on the Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange. In 1993, conventional banking institutions were permitted to offer Islamic banking products and services on a window basis to leverage on the existing conventional infrastructure, including staff and branch network. While in 1994, introduction of the Islamic Interbank Money Market, Islamic Banking Research and Training Institute (IBFIM) was established by BIM. In 1997, National Sharia Advisory Council established at BNF. In 1999, Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad, the second Islamic bank, was established. In 2001, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad Venture Capital Berhad was established by Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. Financial sector Master Plan on Islamic Banking and Takaful issued by Bank Negara Malaysia. In 2002, the Islamic Financial Services Board (IFSB) was established. Islamic banking and finance became an industry-owned institution. Bank Negara Malaysia issued the guidelines on notes on sell and buyback and guidelines on accepted bills. On 2003, Bank Negara Malaysia introduced a standard list of generic names, Islamic banking products using indicators of I affixed at the end of the products or services. For example, current account I. Application of other names relating to branding and Islamic concept can still be used. First variable rate Islamic financing product was introduced. In 2004, Bank Negara Malaysia issued a banking license to the first wholly owned subsidiary of a conventional bank. Bank Negara Malaysia announced the liberalization of the Islamic banking industry through issuance of new Islamic banking license to qualified foreign players 3 years ahead of plan. In 2005, tax neutrality policy was announced. First foreign Islamic bank commenced operation. First Islamic treasury bills were launched by the government. In 2006, launch of Malaysia International Finance Centre, that is MIFC. And lastly, in 2007, 100% of foreign equity ownership of financial institutions allowed further tax incentive granted under MIFC, where a 10-year tax holiday is given to banks for transactions denominated in international currencies other than Malaysian ringgit.
Okay, next we proceed with the concepts of Islamic finance. So there are 4 concepts of Islamic finance. The first one is riba, or known as interest. Next we have maisir, which is gambling, and then we have gharar, which is uncertainty, and the last one is the production and distribution of non-halal or unlawful goods and services. So we proceed with the first point, riba or interest. So riba is a payment over and above actual amount of principal is known as riba, which is prohibited. So there's element of injustice in the transaction, and the monetary benefit gained by one party is not giving a just counter value to the other party. So the wealth concentrated in the hands of few people, which will later might jeopardize social welfare and stability. For instance, like the loan from bank. Loan from bank. For instance, Adam borrows 100,000 ringgit from ABC Bank, and he agrees to pay 101,000 ringgit in return. So the excess of 1,000 ringgit is actually known as riba, the interest that he needs to pay to the bank, which is prohibited. Okay. Next, the second example is the exchange of assets. For instance, like the currency, the gold, the salt of the same class or in unequal quantities on spot or different basis will lead to riba. For example, like Arif exchanges 2 kg of date with Karim for 3 kg of dates of the same quality on spot basis or on different delivery basis. So the extra of 1 kg is riba. And then for riba, we have ribawi items. For instance, like the gold, silver, grain, and others. So there is no riba in trading activities. Trade refers to an exchange of commodities or merchandise between 2 parties. For instance, example like Farid exchange 2 oranges for 3 apples from Fatima. So the merchandise are 2 different types and not classified as ribawi goods. So there's no element of riba. Okay. Next, we proceed with maisir, which is known as gambling. So what is gambling? Gambling is a game of chance or an action that always enriches one party at the expense of the other party, or known as zero-sum game. Okay, the third one is gharar, or known as uncertainty. It is any ambiguous or doubtful element in a contract. For instance, like Sarah takes a 100,000 ringgit loan from a bank, and the bank charges Sarah 2% above the base lending rate. So the margin of 2% is certain, which is known, but the base lending rate is not certain and can move up or down. So therefore, there's gharar, and it can lead to the dispute caused by an unjustified term in the contract arising from misrepresentation and fraud. Okay, next, last but not least, the production and distribution of non-halal or unlawful goods and services. So non-halal goods and services, for instance, like pork, pornography, and anything that is non-halal. So therefore, all of these it is prohibited.
Okay, next we proceed to challenges of the Islamic finance. The first challenge is the misunderstanding of the concept of Islamic financial system, because they thought that Islamic financial institution only available for Muslim, and some of non-Muslim do not have a clear concept of the Islamic finance. Some of them also argue that the profit rate used under Islamic bank is just a substitute substitutions for interest rate under conventional bank. Okay, the second challenges is the lack of standardizations and experienced professional. There are inconsistent point of view among different scholars. There are insufficient experienced professional in Islamic finance sector, and many existing employees under Islamic finance sector are not trained well. Okay, the third one is limited risk management functionality. Islamic bank often concentrate on a few selected sectors and avoid direct competition. There are some types of risks faced by Islamic banks, which are financial risk and non-financial risk. Financial risk comprises of credit, market and liquidity risk, while non-financial risks include operational risk, regulatory risk, business risk, legal risk, and strategic risk and banking risk. All of the risks are governed by sound risk management to help to reduce their exposure to risk and enhance their ability to compete in the market. Lastly, insufficient of effective regulatory framework. Islamic Bank has devised their own practice and procedure to accomplish their banking activities. Appropriate guidelines for implementations of Islamic banking and financial contract do not exist in commercial bank and companies law. They only contain provisions that are narrowly defined and prohibits the scope of Islamic banking activities within conventional limit. So it is necessary that special law for the introduction and practice of Islamic banking to be put in place. With that, thank you.